Okay, we are live. So, hey everybody.
I
Wow,
can't
it
hear you
feels like I
guys.
haven't been live in a while. I feel kind of rusty. What's wrong with me? Chris is laughing because he knows I haven't been live for a while.
If you need me to
Okay.
take over, just let me know. I do this live every single week. I got used to it
You're
now.
a well-oiled machine at this point working with
I know, right?
RFA. Okay, so today I'm super excited. We are talking about a new program with RFA and OnPoint. This is a pretty big deal. This is an additional income revenue stream, and it's really hands-on with RFA. I'm just so excited about the program, but I'm going to let Jeremy take it from here and kind of give all the details. But that's what we're here to talk about. And we've got some really amazing guests here, so we'll go around and let everybody introduce themselves. But join in if you are interested in the program at any point. If you're watching the recording or if you're watching us live, all you have to do is either scan the QR code in the corner. Hopefully, I'm pointing the right way from what you guys see, and it's this way. and, then, um, and then you can get taken to the link that's at the bottom, or you can just go to our website and there is a page with a just an entry form, and then Brad is actually going to reach out to you. Brad, raise your hand. Brad Broom, and he will actually reach out to you and get you onboarded to the program. All right, go ahead, Jeremy, you take it from here.
Well, thank you very much. We're incredibly excited about our new partnership with OnPoint Warranty. It's one of many of these type of B2B enterprise level agreements that the RFA is working on or in the process of signing to bring additional revenue verticals to our stores. In-home services is one of the
Can you hear me?
fastest growing segments in the repair industry.
I can't hear
And
anything.
We can
I,
hear you.
can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you,
All
Jeremy, and we can hear Romano, but I don't think he can hear
right.
us.
All right. So, in-home services are one of the fastest growing segments in the repair industry or in the service industry, if you will. Insurance companies are incredibly excited to partner with the RFA due to our number of service points. We now have over 1,250 doors as part of the RFA network. That's incredibly exciting. We are acting as a one point of contact and distribution of claims from our network to the RFA individual locations. So, RFA basically is launching this program with OnPoint as part of our uh, in-home services vertical. And you can expect to see claims in your stores on e-bikes, business equipment, fitness equipment, furniture, computers, tablets, phones, appliances, et cetera, et cetera. And we encourage you to be open-minded. One of the biggest segments that OnPoint has is furniture. This was kind of mind-blowing to our team when we first started hashing this out. But you'd be surprised at how much furniture has electronics in it today. And so most of these devices or appliances or equipment is electronic based. And we'll be reaching out to you for the repairs of those. And Romano, could you mute your phone? Would you mind?
I can mute him.
Thank
Can
you.
you hear
Thank
us, Romano?
you. And so, without further ado, I would like to have everybody go around, say hello, introduce themselves. And we have some special guests here from Tech Hospital and who are already very, very integrated into in-home services. And they've been doing this for years. We'd like to certainly talk to them and ask them some questions. And anybody on here that has any questions, feel free to jump in. Thank you all very much.
All right, Chris, give a little rundown. Who are you if somebody's living under a rock and they don't know who you are?
I'm Chris, RFA board member, your residential content specialist. Also owner of Savannah Eye Doctor here in Savannah, Georgia. Proud member of the RFA. So I help with weekly masterminds and trainings for all RFA members. We go through content, ads, just regular repairs, all of that good stuff. So that is me, and I'm here today. It's
And
nice
we
to
are
meet
actually
you.
live on your channel, so you can say hello to any of your followers. And then also there's a link in the comments wherever they're watching. So if they're watching this on your Facebook page, if they're watching on your YouTube channel, I want to let them know.
Shout out to all my YouTube people.
That's right. All right, Romano, go ahead. Give us a thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. My name's Romano. I'm with the Tech Hospital out here in North Florida near Jacksonville. We have 5 locations at the moment. We're very ingrained in home services as one of the things that we do in the Tech Hospital stores. So just excited about this opportunity and a way of us expanding the revenue growth through that specific line kind of in-home services, which I think is an untapped opportunity for all of us.
Right, great. Yeah, you're so right. And you guys are actually doing it. So I'm excited for you to speak on that. All right, Brad, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brad Broom, co-founder with the RFA. I'm going to be the one to help guide you through the OnPoint, and also I suspect as well some help from Brian, Nicole, and Jeremy, and Chris, and everybody else in this. So we're looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. All right, Barry, are you there? Can you hear us?
He's having, yeah, he just sent a message where he can't hear. He's lost audio.
Ah, okay. All right, no problem.
I can introduce him.
Okay.
I mean, Barry works with me at Tech Hospital. He's younger than me and better looking, but not as funny. But he also is excited about this opportunity because we're ingrained with this stuff. We do this stuff at the Tech Hospital.
That's awesome. Great. Okay, and Brian, are you with us? Brian is muted too. That's okay. We get the 2 non-camera, non-sound images here in the live. They'll come on in a minute. Okay, so
here I'm sorry, I was muted. I apologize. Everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. My name is Brian Ahern. I'm also one of the co-founders of the RFA. I apologize for no video today, but I'm kind of on vacation in a way, but I'm out in the middle of a bean field right now. But I care so much about this program and believe in it so much that I'm taking time out to come to you live, and very excited about this program. I'm sure Brad and I will definitely be working a lot together, to help you guys create additional revenue streams. This is something that is definitely going to take off like wildfire. And if you're a current RFA member, let's get you on board and get you set up. Nicole will go over how to do that, but definitely looking forward to this, and I guess in a lack of better words, changing the industry for the better.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Glad you could make it, and definitely worth it. We're glad to have you here. But so how do you sign up for the program? We're going to talk about some other things, but I just want to tell you guys really quickly how to get signed up. If you're watching and you're like, just get to the point, all you need to do is go to the link that's in the chat. Wherever you're watching this, I just posted a link. If you don't see the link, all you have to do is go to repairsfirst.com, and the page is in the menu. It says OnPoint, and or you can just enter in this page and it will open up. You complete the form, and then Brad or one of the board members will reach out to you and get you signed up. And as claims come over, we're actually funneling those claims out based on zip code and location, proximity to the actual claim. And it is a wide range of repairs, which I think we will go over. Did you want to go over that first, guys? Did you want to talk about like what kind of claims? Like if somebody's watching and they only do phone repair, they could be kind of maybe, I don't want to say closed-minded about what they could do, but this really is another vertical for their repair business. Do we want to just kind of touch on that really quickly? And then I definitely want to go to Romano and Barry. I think we lost Barry. And really, because they're already doing this and they're extremely excited about this program. What is their take as shop owners, very successful shop owners, I might add, with their multiple locations? How do they take this when it's something outside of the traditional phone repair?
I can jump in really quick. The categories that we have selected with OnPoint are bikes and e-bikes, business equipment, could be computers, could be printers, could be anything related to business electronics, fitness equipment, furniture, home security systems, grills. And these are not just your barbecue charcoal grills. These are very expensive Traeger style grills with Wi-Fi and integrate electronics. Obviously, that's what the repairs are they're looking for. Home security systems, major home electronics like TVs and sound systems, mobile products, of course, cell phones, laptops, cell phones, tablets, etc. Personal computing, desktops, laptops, tablets, small home appliances, and large home appliances. If interested, that would be the next category that we're looking to roll out. And we're going to integrate some training around major appliances like refrigerators and wash machines, etc. And again, we're leaning heavily on electronic repairs on those circuit boards, etc. If anybody wants to get more integrated, we can open that category up even more for you. If you want to get into more advanced major appliance repairs, small home electronics, which might be, as small as a microwave or something of that nature.
Chris has a question.
In regards to these categories, real quick, the parts in general will be sent by OnPoint to the RFA location for install or replacement under warranty. And so I'll turn this over to Chris, who has a question about some of those categories.
Yeah, so I just want to clarify. So this is an opportunity for repair shops to expand outside of just doing device-only repairs, and it brings them more business doing home services. Is that what you're saying?
100%. Yes.
Oh wow. So let's say, like, on average, what type of profit are you looking at, or like, and what's like the time? If do you have any of that information possibly? Because Brad
has some information on initial labor fees for diagnostic and labor. It runs, Brad. What's that run? The gamut runs from at least $80 on.
Yeah,
up, right?
the service fee itself is going to be from $80 to $140. The $140 service fee is going to be for Peloton, something like that, fitness equipment. And it's just pretty much a range, $80 to $140, depends on what the job is.
And that service goes to the store, to the owner?
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
We don't have to pay RFA, none of that?
$69 a month, yeah.
Well, no. Besides the $69 a month, I mean,
there is a 10%. There is a 10% processing fee for us to process the claim and handle everything in the back end for the shop. Shop doesn't have to do anything. We actually pay the shop directly from the RFA, and that pay period is between 7 to 14 business days. So we are working on accelerating that, but in general, you're definitely going to get payment in less than 14 days. But in the RFA, that payment comes from us. You don't have to pay from OnPoint. OnPoint pays us, we pay you. That's how it works. There is a 10% processing fee.
So Jeremy, everything is processed through RFA and then assigned out to the shops.
Yes.
Correct.
That sounds clean. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to call OnPoint. OnPoint's not calling you. Nobody's chasing each other. Brad's literally going to reach out and tell you what the job is. So I'll give you an example. OnPoint recently completed a 2.5 million wash machine job for Samsung. All it entailed was taking the back panel off the back of the wash machine, and removing that panel with 2 screws, putting a special sticker that it was shorting out. So putting a special sticker over the wire that plugs onto the circuit board to keep it from wiggling around and shorting out. And that's it. And then for that, they paid $100. So just keep in mind, every job could differ greatly from job to job to job. You might get a Peloton today and you might have a TV tomorrow. But keep in mind, these are warranty claims. These are covered under warranty. And in general, these are something that would be either coming from OEM or coming from OnPoint, who covered that, with their extended warranty product. Could be a couple of different scenarios here, but we're going to tell you exactly what the job is and exactly how to fix it. And you may go out there and look. You may have to look at it because it may be a customer that can't take a picture, that has not given sufficient information to OnPoint as to what the problem is. And we may pay you to go out and just take a picture. And once we have that picture, then we may pay you to go back out and actually do the repair. So there's a couple of different scenarios that could take place. And in none of these scenarios would you ever want to say no, because it's going to be incredibly easy to do. It's not going to be complicated. It's not like you have to order the parts yourself. OnPoint will be distributing those parts for any repairs, in an exception of cell phone and maybe tablet or some computer-related repairs.
Nathan had a good question. He says, is that a per hour or per repair? And is that on-site rate, or they come to your store? I'm pretty sure it's on-site. Trying to determine if that includes a travel fee.
That's on-site rate. They do have an option. Like, he'll know once the claim is or once the job is submitted, we'll know if it's going to be coming to the store or the tech is going to have to go to the house. But that rate right there is going out, and they do give a travel fee. OnPoint goes by a 20-mile radius, and anything outside of that 20 miles, they'll pay $1 per mile for travel. Plus, they'll also pay tolls.
Brad, you sound a little low on the volume. Can you come a little bit closer to the mic and say that just one more time about the mileage thing you just said?
Yeah, the mileage is on a 20-mile radius. Anything after 20 miles, they pay $1 per mile, and they also pay tolls. Whatever expense you incur on the road, they pay. We just have to get receipts for it and everything for that too.
And Brad, is that that's a minimum maximum scenario? That's not necessarily by the hours per the job, correct?
Yeah, well, the service fee. Well, they go the service fee on top, and then they base it by a hourly rate. So you're getting. I would have to go back to the sheet, but you're getting the service fee to show up.
Right, plus an hourly rate if it extends beyond an hour, correct?
Yes, correct.
And that could defer depending on what the repair is. So, I mean, if they've done this enough times, they're going to know it should take you 10 minutes. And in case of taking the little back panel off a wash machine and putting a sticker on it, it took 10 minutes. So they know what it's going to take in general for you to do that repair. If you're doing a 10-minute job and it took you 3 hours, you only get paid for that service on that job. If it took you 2 hours beyond what the normal standard time is for that, you would not get paid for that additional time.
Well, and the best part to this is that, if you're a busy shop and you get a phone call from Brad says, hey, I got a job for you. You're not dropping everything that you're doing right this present second to go. You're going to schedule that with the customer at a date and time that's convenient for you as well as the customer.
Yes.
Yeah. There's two things you have to do is within 24 hours, they'll be contacted by somebody from our team, letting them know that we're going to be reaching out to an RFA member store to schedule that. Then we'll reach out to you as an RFA store and determine what would be the best available time for you to do it. And then we would get you scheduled to go to the customer's location, whether it be a business or their house. At this point, I'd love to hear from Romano and Barry about some of their in-home services. Also, they're running an incredible franchise company called Tech Hospital. They're about to open their 7th location now. So give you guys a little pitch there. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I appreciate it there, Jeremy. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about this as an addition to what we're already doing. I know that Jeremy and you guys already know we started doing home services out of the shops probably about 2.5 years ago, and it's now on average about 20 to 25% of the revenue coming in for the shops, depending on which shop it is. And the stuff that we're doing is pretty basic. I mean, this, quite honestly, with the instructions and the 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 removal of the diagnosis that we would normally do with things like home computers and internet connectivity, you name it, that we deal with, is a really good. I mean, we see it as a really nice addition to what we're doing now. It's had already a great success. We've been looking at ways to expand our portfolio in the in-home services repertoire. And this, when we heard about this, we were just excited, wanted to jump on. So, I mean, I don't know if you have any questions, Jeremy, on what we're doing now, just to pinpoint any specific things that you want to know about that we're doing at the Tech Hospital.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about, which is, I think it encompasses about 25% of your business today in home services. That could be huge. If you're doing $20,000 a month and 25% of that is coming from in-home services, that's a very large segment of revenue. And so I would encourage people to think about adding 20% more to their current revenue if they're not doing in-home services, and think about that number. That could be hugely significant. Another $4,000 or $5,000 a month in revenue.
Well, it's not just revenue; it's pretty much pure profit because you're not having to buy the parts. It's labor. You're getting paid labor. So minus whatever you pay your technician, that's really your only expense.
Now, I mean, for context, Romano, can you again just tell everybody that's watching? We've increased watchers, we've got some comments. How many locations do you guys own or run or have franchise? Because you have a mix.
So we have 5 locations at the moment. We have 2 more opening. One will be opening within the next 30 days. We're just waiting for the final build construction, and then one's probably going to open up first quarter of next year. We're just going through the site. We're looking at sites at the moment for the franchisee. Our goal is to keep doubling up. I mean, we opened up 4 locations this year.
That's awesome. And where are you guys? What's your region?
So at the moment, we're in, just around the Jacksonville area. So St. John, Jacksonville, the North Florida area. And we're sticking there. There's enough space for about another 7 or 8 locations just based on demographics and population. So that's where we're focusing before we're spreading out too much. Of course, if somebody's got franchise interests out state and wants to move, we're here for that. But as we're expanding, we're just keeping it local so Barry and I can keep kind of growing and keeping a handle of the growth.
Yeah, I love that. And that's what I wanted to say is that if you are watching this and you are interested in franchising, I mean, Romano and Barry are on here they're doing home services. We wanted to have someone that's really, doing this already in this and can really elaborate on it. But if you're interested in franchising, you can reach out to them, Tech Hospital. So I'm going to go to questions, but Jeremy, I know you wanted to say something.
Additionally, one of the great things that I heard from Barry and Romano is the additional attachments to in-home services. Romano, can you talk a little bit about that? If you go out for, say somebody's Wi-Fi isn't working, or you're doing one job, maybe it's a desktop computer. What are you seeing in general after that? Are you seeing some additional business come from that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's 2 things, right? We bill for, on average, our home services last about an hour. There are times in which a customer wants us to get involved with other things, like we'll go in for help up with a Wi-Fi, and then we know the technician will notice that the computer he's working on is slow, probably needs a solid state drive replacement. That turns into an additional repair that we can bring back to the shop and complete. And that's another revenue stream. We have repeat customers as well, where after the hour they say, "Hey, can you also have a look at this?" Which is what I was thinking about when we were talking about OnPoint. Is for me, I see an opportunity where if I've got a warranty repair, right, Brad, and maybe you can elaborate on this. I've got a warranty repair where I'm going out and doing the job that I've been assigned to, and then once I've completed a job, that customer has a completely different repair or service that's not covered by OnPoint. It's then another revenue opportunity for the shop, just directly from Tech Hospital straight to the customer, right?
You know, when
Yeah,
you look at it,
100%.
when you look at it as a customer acquisition fee, so you know you're advertising, you got your brick and mortar, you're doing whatever ads, you're doing this, you're doing that. Romano, how many people on these in-home warranties even knew about you guys prior to them contacting you to come fix their Wi-Fi? How many of them knew that you guys can do computers and cell phones? And you know, are you gaining a lot more new customers by doing in-home just by the way you're advertising, or can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Most of it is organic, right? Because you're going into word of mouth is the most powerful thing there is with customers, especially when you're in a localized area. Maybe you're working in a 20-mile radius from the shop, and that's where the majority of customers come in. You know, you get the sporadic person that's Googling you for a repair and they're on a trip, but most people live, work, and recreate within a certain mileage area, a circumference. So you get a lot of the word of mouth. You get a person that has an issue with the TV and all of a sudden say, you should go and check these guys out or get in touch with these guys because they came out and did a really good job. So it does bring new customers to the shop that then, because they're coming to the shop, they're actually seeing other things that we do, the devices we sell, the insurance that we carry, the financing on device. I mean, you name it, multiple streams of income. So they get involved with that, and we gain more customers by doing that. We also, on the other side, just from inside the shop, from advertising the fact that we do it, is also brings us new customers and new revenue streams, because most people are going, they're going to a specific location to get something done. My computer's broken, I go there to get it fixed. They don't automatically think, oh, they can also come out to the house and work on a printer, or they can also come out and help me with the Wi-Fi. So once they discover that in the store, then we get additional bookings to go out on site.
Yep.
Very nice. So it's almost like free advertising.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. We have some questions. If that's okay, can we go to those? Jarvis asked, what's a good ETA once RFA receives claims and sends to the stores? Like, are we racing against time on these, especially since we are waiting on parts to come in?
No,
this is very high touch, I will say. Before you start, Brad, I just want to say this is very high touch with RFA. So I just want to throw this out there. When a claim comes over, you're actually going to hear from a board member. You're going to actually get a phone call. This is like, hey, this claim is going on. It's like very high touch right now. So, you know, I know that Jarvis, if that's a concern also, or anybody watching, you're actually going to be talking to a person, like a real person about it. So go ahead, Brad.
Depends on the repair itself, the job, but OnPoint does want to see the job finished within 10 days. Depends on what the shipping is, all that, but the pivotal time to it is the first 24 hours of the job. Within that range, we have to at least reach out to the customer. So let them know that the service is actually being worked on, and then that's when the shop and I will be talking about time frame. So now this isn't a race to the house, but it's also important that it's done in a timely manner as well. For we got to keep OnPoint's name clear.
The shop.
RFA, yeah.
Yeah, the shops definitely have enough time to plan this out around the customer schedule, their schedule. You know, it's not like you got to get there, drop everything you're doing, and run right out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it has to be reasonable. I'll get to it next week.
I think the key here is communication. What they want is you to communicate with the customer. So as long as you're communicating, saying, hey, we're waiting for the parts will be here, within 2 to 3 days. when you get the part and communicate with the customer and make sure that you can schedule a time that's convenient for you both to install that part. That's going to be the key thing. So it all revolves around communication. And as long as you're communicating, that's what matters. The customer is satisfied with the fact that they've been contacted. They understand what's going on. They understand that a part needs to be ordered or a part is on the way. All that information, as Nicole had said earlier, is high touch. Brad is going to be the one that's going to reach out to you initially, and we could be followed up by one of the board members if any additional communication is necessary. Maybe Brad's busy, tied up with something. One of us will reach out to you and say, here's the next step. Here's what we heard from OnPoint. So it's extremely high touch in the fact that you don't have to do anything but the repair. The claim will come to you. We'll contact you, let you know it's coming. We'll contact the customer, let them know that we're going to be contacting the RFA store. And at that point, we'll put you in touch with the customer. If the communication can then proceed from there.
Yeah, and I think there is some things that we might need to process the claim, right? Whether it be photos or whatever, supporting documentation or something, but you're going to work with someone on that. So it goes both ways. We're going to contact you, but you'll have a way to contact us also to actually work with someone. Joel asks,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, Chris. No, we'll go to the question after. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, because I can see as a like repair shop owner, in the phone repair space, we're in the mindset of what a lot of these guys might be in the mindset of, oh, what do I, how soon do I have to get it done, all of that good stuff. But in all actuality, when you think of home services, people are a lot more lenient when it comes down to the microwave or the refrigerator or something like that, because they know that's it's not like their phone. You get what I'm saying? So most of these people I would assume are not in like I'm pretty sure they're in a rush if it's a stove or something, but they're a lot more they're a lot more understanding as opposed to when it comes to their phone that they can't be 2 seconds without. So just keep that in mind.
100%, Chris. That's absolutely correct. In most cases, there's not a emergency around that repair.
And it doesn't have to be something where if we contact you and we have a claim in your area, and it's something you haven't done, you don't have to turn it down. You have to say, well, because I deal with this in Cellbotics. People will say, what devices will I be able to fix after class? And they want a very specific list, right? But the thing that you have to think about is your skill level as a repair technician is very easy to cross over to different devices that you might not have even thought you can do. So really, you got to think outside the box here, be open to exploring different areas and using your same skill set, this amazing skill set that you have that can apply to all types of electronics and furniture and appliances. I mean, it really can. You have the base skill set required. So just keep that in mind when you get a call and there is a claim. Say, I haven't quite done that specific item, but what information do you have for me that I can take out there so that I know what I'm looking at? Because your skill is definitely it can cross over. Joel says, what is the time frame? I guess the same kind of question, right? Can we schedule these days out? Could we advertise and drive traffic to the on-site on our media outlets saying that they are doing this?
Yes, I think to answer that question, you said absolutely you should be advertising. You can do some in-home services without question. We're not asking you to sell any OnPoint plans. This is not a plan sale. This is strictly claims coming to you. You don't have to do anything but the claim itself, the repair. So if you want to advertise that you do OnPoint, that's okay. I mean, there's nobody's going to stop you. But I think, I would turn this back over to Romano and Barry about some of the ways they advertise in-home services. And I think Romano, correct me if I'm wrong, but prominently it's displayed in your stores, like maybe a poster or some sort of display, right?
Yeah, we have tent cards. We have magnetic posters that advertise the products and services, in-home being one of them. So a lot of our traffic is organic from the store, where they come in for one thing and then realize we can also go out in home. We do some on our website. It says it's one of the services that we do, but it's not the main driver. The main driver is people coming in the store and then realizing that we can also go out to stores. I would think this is slightly different with OnPoint because this is just, you're sending us a claim. So for me, the opportunity is now that I'm coming out and doing the claim is I have an opportunity then to actually show the customer that we do other things outside of OnPoint. So it's another way of touching more customers.
That's a great point. Touching more customers, getting out there in the community more. Romana, you had brought up earlier that you, with your brand, was always to be like a tech repair hub, a repair center. You want to repair all types of things. And I think Tech Hospital is, and like every shop, you should be looking towards that. Because we're talking, I mean, I'm always thinking about this, but like in 5 to 10 years, I'm still going to own a business. All of you on here are still going to be business owners. Where are you going to move to? Where are you going to grow to? You can still do the same thing, but the landscape's going to look much different. I mean, there's so much we can get into here when it comes to like robotics and in-home robotics, everything from vacuums to, whatever, smart coffee machines, right? So like this is just one small step in the right direction by expanding what you can do. So Tech Hospital, you're already doing that. So this is going to be awesome for you. But that's why I wanted to put on the screen here. It's claims to you, no plan sales. This is not about you selling a plan and getting someone, then you're getting the repair. This is RFA receiving claims, RFA reaching out to people that are in a certain area. We have this claim and giving you that claim to go repair. And I mean, this is awesome. We've got another.
I don't want to take anything away from ACO either. So ACO, obviously, a lot of people understand the relationship with ACO. We still sell plans for ACO. A lot of our stores are selling plans for ACO. Nothing has to change there. That's just an additional source of revenue. And we are, like I mentioned earlier on this call, we're working hard to bring more additional sources of revenue through B2B and enterprise level programs, including non-traditional warranty or insurance companies. And you will see in 26 a tremendous amount of work being done by the RFA to drive increment revenue to our locations. And I think Romano mentioned something earlier to me, which I thought was something we preach about at the GRE, is diversification. You cannot be stuck just, and Nicole just mentioned it briefly, you cannot be stuck just repairing cell phones 5 years from now. Romano, what did you say? And I thought that you really
just
hit
iPhone screens. I just do screens. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, definitely.
You said it.
Jeremy, I mean, you don't know. I mean, like the way tech is going. I mean, we're getting an influx of technicians now applying for jobs in the stores where they went to school for OS and software stuff, and now the jobs that they trained for are getting replaced by AI. So like you got to stay ahead of it. And a cell phone now and the repairs in it, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what self repair is going to look like. I don't know how disposable they're going to become. So we got to always look for more revenue streams.
That's awesome. Dawn says adopt or die. That is true, Dawn. Spoken from a wise woman. There you go.
Underline.
Let's get the bullhorn. Adopt or die. Yeah, that's right. And so Joel says he don't think he'll have OnPoint in his area. Joel, I wonder what makes you think OnPoint is not prevalent in your area. I'm not sure about that. But maybe he's accurate. I'm not sure what area you're in. Jarvis says dealing with phones when it comes to high-end Samsung phones, is the price going to still be the same for labor, or each service has different labor rates? I mean, this is not just phones. I think you know that, Jarvis, so I'm not saying you don't. Anyone? It's not. This is actually other in-home services.
It depends. I will address the first part of the question, which is they're not prevalent in their area. What I would say to that is they're all over the country. They do white label warranty for a bunch of different companies. So let's not just think this is somebody you may not have heard of in your area. you could easily get claims from anything from, like we said earlier, it could be an exercise bike, it could be a furniture. OnPoint is one of the largest furniture warranty companies in America. That being said, you're probably not thinking about them when you go out and buy a couch and you warranty that couch for the motors that are in the recliner. And so I would just be open-minded to the fact that you're most certainly going to be claims coming to you in one way, shape, or form. And it's probably going to be shocking because you're like, I never heard of OnPoint. I didn't know, who they are. It's just they do a tremendous amount of white label. And I can't get it into all the companies they white label for. Obviously, that would be, something I can't discuss. But yeah, Nicole. So I think that what's important here is we're just trying to drive increment revenue to our stores through open your mind up to additional verticals. Most of these companies that we're going to be bringing in are not really heavily concentrated in cell phones. These are additional revenue verticals that you probably have not tapped into. I will say that TVs and Samsung TVs in general is a huge contract by OnPoint. And we will see claims come from Samsung for brand new warranty TVs that may have an issue or two that they've identified, just like your dealership, that may be a recall or maybe a problem or they need fixed at a customer's location on that particular TV, and that'll be covered under a Samsung warranty. So you'll see stuff like that. Stuff like the wash machine that was from Samsung. We may reach out to our entire network and say, we've got a warranty issue on this particular appliance, and this is a repair. How many of you can do those claims now? And in the case of the wash machine that needed repair, you had 2.5 million claims that had to be fulfilled in 90 days. They had to tap into DirecTV and Dish Network to get their trucks and service techs on the road to repair these, particular issues, because obviously they didn't have enough repair shops to tap into by any stretch of imagination. So you can just imagine the volume that OnPoint is capable of delivering. To circle back on that, you may not have heard of them, but they're definitely out there. Nicole, what was the second part of that question by
Sorry,
Jarvis?
I was sharing. Okay, so the second part is Jarvis. So he's asking about Samsung phones from them.
Sure. And that depends on whether it's a warranty from the manufacturer, or it depends on whether, it's just a warranty the customer bought, covering their used device for an LCD. Brad, what is the minimum and maximum on the phones? And I don't think it identifies.
We haven't said that yet.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not been said yet. They're fixing to start a phone warranty program, but that has not begun yet. So I know they want to talk with us about setting those rates, labor rates, what parts, and all that.
Yeah,
so
right now I'm looking at we've got an $80 to $120 service fee on devices. Now that's all electronics devices that encompasses, mobile devices, if you will. It could be a laptop, it could be an iPad or a tablet, it could be a cell phone. So right now, again, I will stress that this additional revenue is probably not going to be, you're not going to see too much of the traditional phone or tablet claims. These are additional verticals that you have really not even thought about until now. This is additional service options that are beyond the scope of what you probably normally used to fixing in your stores.
Yeah, that's an important point. I mean, we just shared some wording. I think it's a little too large to put on here. It's broken up in pieces because it's kind of big, but this is part of it. We're listing in the comments the different types of in-home repairs that you might be looking for, that you would see, right? So that's the important part. Joel says, I was just thinking about if it was driven by end user subscriptions, I could help get eyeballs on it. And Jarvis says, okay. These are all great questions.
Hey, good thinking. Good thinking. Yep, absolutely.
Mhm.
And we'll bring those things up to future enterprise customers and partners as we move forward. The goal here is to get all of our RFA locations and really the industry kind of focused on, doing additional things, diversification, additional vertical revenue streams that we can bring to you now. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest things out there is home appliances. And so we really want our stores to really think about that. I think right now you've never probably even thought about going and repairing a wash machine or a dryer. I've done it. I've done circuit board repairs on those. It's not that complicated. You can buy the whole circuit board for less than $100. Brad just did one last month. What was wrong? Was your wash machine, Brad?
Yeah, it was giving me a C4 error. It's and then what it was a board replacement. I just had to buy a board online. I'm not a great tech as far as I don't replace the components. So the easiest thing for me was to go off and find a board. I was able to find a board for $104. Replace it and it's fixed.
Nice. That's awesome.
Modular repair. It was easy. Took a couple screws out, right?
Yeah,
a couple screws out of the back of the unit.
Screws, yeah, 4 screws on the back, and then 2 screws for the board itself.
And then plugged it in, unplugged the old one, plugged the new one in, you're done.
Yep.
Right. I mean,
Jarvis.
Here's the thing. All of our people are so incredibly talented. And I say people, I mean, all the technicians and owners for all the RFA locations, they're so incredibly talented at repairs. They're down at a microscopic level. This stuff is going to be easy to you. You really don't really understand how easy all this is going to be. In general, I go back to, Romano here. Romano, have you ever gone out to a customer's location and go, I can't, there's no way to do this. It's impossible.
No, I haven't really. There's never been. I mean, you talk about TV repairs. I mean, we started doing TV repairs in the shops, and to your point, most of them are modular. You go in from the back, you identify whether it's a power board or the graphics card that's gone. You replace it for less than $100, and all of a sudden you got this 85-inch TV that you've repaired for a couple of $100. I just did the one in my bedroom that just popped. And I found the component on eBay, switched it out. Took us 20 minutes, and the TV is working again. So.
That's awesome.
Well, Brad and I used to have 8 stores underneath the CPR brand. And, in those stores, we did repairs on TVs. Now, I would say this. We stopped for a while because we had so many TVs. We couldn't even move around in our store. It's ridiculous. That said, we started changing that to where we go to a customer's location, identify what the problem was, take the back off the TV, take the board out, and bring the board only back to the shop and repair it. And it might just need some of you guys do micro soldering. It's easy. You do a component or a capacitor or something on that board that needs to be replaced. Done. Costs you $2 or $3. You bring it back. You're looking at nobody's going to have you repair their Samsung or their Westinghouse Walmart TV. Okay. Now, most people have nice TVs in their homes. Most people have $1,000 plus TVs. Okay. That are going to be calling you for these type of repairs. That being said, you're looking at a $300 to $500 repair that only cost you a few dollars to fix. Like you took the TV off the wall, yes. You took the back off of it, yes. So there's some labor involved there. But at the end of the day, it didn't cost you a ton of money. And even if you had to buy the whole board, as Romano said, it's not so cost prohibitive. Doesn't make sense. I would encourage anybody that's not doing TV repairs to even just mention it on their website, and you're going to be just floored by the response that you will get, because nobody is really doing that in anybody's marketplace. It's very rare to find somebody can fix TVs. And that being said, a lot of people don't even know you can fix game systems. They don't know.
Oh, man, that's true, yeah.
Most of you guys do the HDMI ports, and why would you not want to fix a TV if you can repair a game system? So I would just say,
and we have a course too. If it is an HDMI port, we have the
100%.
content already. I mean, we have the micro soldering course. It's put together by Martin Organista. It's in Spanish and English. You don't have anything to be afraid of. You don't have to make an extra purchase of anything. You don't have to go out rogue and try to learn it on your own. You just watch the course. I mean, it's there. It's very detailed. Jarvis says now he has a reason to purchase a work van and go mobile. His wife couldn't see a reason. Poor wife. Okay.
Well, one thing I would say is let's not invest any money that we don't need to invest right now. Love to see you do that if that's what you want to do. But I would say this is zero investment. Let me put my camera. Zero investment here. $0. Don't have to invest anything. We're sending you the business. You go out there as an owner. I would recommend as an owner, go out there and do the first 5, 6, 10 repairs yourself so you understand how it's going, what's happening, what the interaction is, what your team needs to be taught. We're actually in the process of developing some great content around that you could be able to share with your team too on, training. But in general, I would recommend all owners take this on themselves. Don't bring any payroll in yet. Take this on for yourself. Schedule with the customer at 8 o'clock in the morning before your shop even opens. You don't have to take any time out of your current day to do this. You can do it after hours. Do it at 6:30 in the evening if the customer's home from work. There's ways to you to do this without impacting your bottom line right now until you start to get the roll.
Until you integrate it like Tech Hospital, and it's just a normal part of business, right?
Right, exactly. Guys, how would you suggest this? Now, you guys are obviously franchising now. You guys obviously are teaching stores how you do what you do today. What would you recommend is to kind of roll into home services? Romano?
I'm sorry, say that again. You were cutting out there.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. You guys are in the, franchise space and you guys are teaching stores as they onboard. How would you suggest rolling into, if you're an existing location just doing cell phone repairs right now, how would you suggest? I'd love to hear from you or even Chris. You guys are running stores today. How would you suggest rolling out this process? And did you hear what I said earlier about don't invest any time and any money, just time? Take it as an owner role. How would you suggest that?
Well, it goes to what you just said, right? When we started going, we didn't go out and splash out on vans with Tech Hospital logos. I mean, that all looked really nice. And in the future, we'd like to have that. We just incentivized our people to do in-home services. We give our technicians a kicker, so there's an incentive for the technician to actually want to go out and do in-home services. They're using their own vehicle. We have the insurance, of course. You got to get insured to go in people's homes, but that's how we chose to do it. So each time a technician goes on an in-home service at Tech Hospital, they get a $30 kicker. So I have a technician that's doing 20 in a month. They're getting an additional $600 just in kickers, just on that service there. So that's their incentive. They're actually monetarily compensated for it.
Wow. Yeah, awesome. I noticed Nathan Piedmont. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to catch it.
You want to read that, Nicole? Go ahead, man. That's awesome.
So he says, in office and in-home services is a great vertical to get into. Year to date, we've done $200K in labor revenue doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, Nathan. Well, I know Nathan is definitely an RFA member. He joined the last community call, and he shared a lot of good wisdom on how he's able to be so successful in his stores. And I think he said October was his biggest month. I think he said they did I think he said 200K that month. But they did. Nathan's doing. He's killing it. So adding something like this for shop owners. Well, to answer your question, Jeremy. How would
how would you roll into it? How are you going to roll into it? I know because this is somewhat new for you as well.
Yeah, I mean we already have a van.
You have a van. You do mobile
repairs, but just I completely agree with Romano. I think that was Romano said that when you give the technicians an incentive, if they just sitting around the shop and they're sweeping and they cleaning up, why not add that to their schedule and give them, some sort of kicker to have them go out there and do the actual repair. So to slowly roll those out just put us down for 2 a week, just so we can familiarize ourselves with the process, and then we go from 2 to 4, and then just slowly build that up as those jobs become available. But to have somebody to walk them through that process is probably going to be key, just so they can familiarize themselves with the process and they can train their employees on that process.
Yeah, and well, we don't have any way of throttling it per se. Like if we're getting 10 claims this week from your zip code, you may get 10 phone calls from us. So to Chris's point, if he said he only wants to do 2 this week or 2 next week, we may not be able to throttle it back. But let's hope that at least, that's a bad thing, right? That we have too many claims for you. Okay. But I would, Chris, if I were to give you 5 claims you got to have done this week, are you going to say no to 3 of those?
No, I'm going to take all 5 of them and just make it happen. But that's me. I'm going to take all 5 of them and make it happen. I'll schedule. Right. I'll make my schedule.
We know you're a go-getter. You're going to do it. Let me ask you this though. I know I mentioned this. Would you go out and do it before the store opens, after the store closes, or both?
I would do it before the store opens personally, because most people during business hours, they're at work anyway. So sometimes they do just want to schedule somebody to come out before they leave the house to get that stuff done. Me personally, I do it before the store opens, because that gives me some room to do what I need to do throughout the day.
But it's not impacting your shop though. Like you go out there and do it. You haven't changed anything.
It's just extra money.
The complete operations of your shop, nothing has changed. All you're doing is adding revenue yourself.
Jarvis is asking if we'll have a portal.
Brad, you want to take that one?
You're muted. You're muted, Brad.
We actually have the portal. That's going to come through the RFA itself. What you'll have is you'll just hear from me on the claim, what it is, and then we just go from there.
With an official email, of course, right? With that stuff in writing. Yeah. And we take care of everything else. We make this incredibly easy and efficient.
Matter of fact, for every single store, the RFA stores have already been approved.
Yeah.
So if you're a
member.
If you're a member. I just want to add to that, Brad, though, if there's some sort of problem with the claim, we're the ones fighting for it, right?
Yeah.
We're not leaving you to your own devices to chase down the warranty company. No. If you don't get paid, or there's some sort of issue with the claim being denied, we're the ones fighting for it. And I think that's important here, is we wanted to establish this criteria because you guys don't have enough time to waste doing that kind of stuff. So we do. We have the capacity to do that. And we have the capacity to argue in your favor 100% if there's some sort of issue with the claim, and we're going to make it right. So I think that's important to know, that it's not something you need to worry about. We don't see any issues with that, but if something arises where there's some sort of problem with the claim, that's our job. We're going to fight that.
Yeah, I really wanted to stress that for anybody who's watching that wasn't watching earlier. This is claims to you. We're not talking about plan cells. RFA is partnered with OnPoint. All RFA current members are already pre-approved to receive claims. They are sending us claims. We are looking at all of our members based on area, right? And we're going to reach out and say, hey, we got a claim. We're going to reach out. We're going to call you. And we're going to say, we've got a claim from OnPoint. This is what it is. Would you like it? This is what it pays, et cetera, et cetera. Brad's got all that information. I don't have that right in front of me, but and we're supporting you. This is not like we are just leaving you alone. If any of you do sell plans through ACO, you know that it's very hands-on too. RFA helps you. Brian is getting on the phone with you. He's fighting for claims for you. He's helping you through the whole process, right? It is the same way with OnPoint. This is hands-on. This is not us leaving you alone. If you're not an RFA member and you're interested and you just want to talk to someone, please fill out the form. It is for RFA members, but we would love to talk to you. So if you've got questions, definitely fill out the form.
Well, Nicole, why else should they join the RFA though?
Right, I know. Exactly. This is a key point. This is another vertical of income for your business. This is what you guys should be looking for, being excited for. How would you handle accounts receivable? I'm assuming that's what he means, AR, or maybe I'm wrong. My bookkeeping mind went to accounts receivable.
Yeah. So once the claim's been submitted, it's completed, then they will pay us within 14 days. Hopefully 7, as they mentioned, but we wanted to give a little bit of a leeway for the fact that they pay us, we pay you kind of scenario. And that is going to be the case with ACH is correct. So they pay us ACH, we ACH, the store minus the 10%, which is our processing fee and allows us to pay people to help us process all these claims. And this is not just for OnPoint. This is going forward with other enterprise customers or clients or partners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we as a team, RFA, Repairs First Association, we have a team. It's also the RFA has a team of people, and so that's where all of this comes together. And we're really here to help you and bring the claims to you, help you understand how to do them. Where's the parts coming from? What do you need to know to go out there and actually finish it? You need support. You're on site. You have questions. You need help. Guess what? You're gonna have a phone number to call to get help. Is there anything else that we want to go over? I know we've hit our hour time here, so I want to respect everybody's time.
I think there's a compliance. The only compliance issue that we have that needs to be addressed is a COI. Brad, what is that minimum level? Is it $1 million? Can you talk about the COI a little bit?
Let me go to it here.
It's basic insurance, right? Isn't it always?
Yeah, let me go.
I mean, that's like normal.
Jeremy put me on the spot here.
We do require liability insurance for the store. The store should already have liability insurance, and this is something that's come up in the last couple of weeks. We understand that there's been some Hiscox Insurance has done some cancellations of repair shops. We do have some information around that. If you want to contact us, if you don't have insurance now, you don't have a liability, email the RFA. We can help you with that. We have some great leads for insurance companies that can cover you very inexpensively. But I believe, Brad, the thresholds, do you have that in front of you?
You Rashad, while they look for that, you do have to be an RFA member. So he says, so other companies may come on board for insurance claims and warranties. You mean additional to OnPoint? Definitely.
I think so. Yeah. So we're definitely. Brad had another conversation with a giant insurance company today, warranty insurance, and again, this is additional verticals. We're not. Listen, everybody's fighting over the same scraps when we're talking about cell phones and tablets. Okay, we're going after additional verticals to feed your store more revenue than it's getting today. The onesie, twosies, little cell phone claims. Look, we can all be honest. We need much more than that in our stores. We all want much more than that. And that is our goal. So every day we're going, what can we do for RFA members today? Chris Smith, he is an RFA board member. Obviously, we're trying to do more training videos, trying to teach, our stores how to make more money. I think he's got one upcoming that's talking about MacBook screen replacements or repairs. And something we did in our stores, we always swapped out the whole top of the laptop screen. And Chris is showing you how to get the LCD out of that thing and actually, repair the for much, much cheaper than what we were buying them for and reselling them for. And I think that's the kind of thing the RFA is doing. One, we want to drive revenue to our RFA locations, but two, we want to help you make more money and more profits at the same time. So I think that, if you guys are asking what else are we going to do? Yes, absolutely. We're working on enterprise level deals with large scale corporations. Now we're talking about, Fortune 5 companies that are going to be probably distributing repairs to our stores. And it could be laptops, it could be phones, but it's probably going to be more business related equipment like computers, etc. So let's not just keep our mindset to phones and tablets, please. What we're working on is expanding your horizons with additional verticals, more money in our pockets, and really diversification being the underscore here. Brad, back to you, I think.
Go ahead, Brad.
It's just going to be $1 million coverage.
Okay.
The general, and then you got auto at a 500K.
That's non-owned. That means basically, yeah. Now, let me just address that. The non-owned means that you can basically send your technician in your vehicle. They can drive their vehicle. You don't own it. Excuse me. They drive their vehicle. You could be covered. Romano, you actually have vehicles now. Are they driving? Do you have vehicles they're wrapped, right?
No, we don't have any company vehicle, Jeremy. They're
Oh,
using
okay.
their own.
Okay. All right. So if the non-owned is a requirement, which means that who's driving that? If you send your technician out, they're taking their own car, you have coverage for that. That would be non-owned. You can get additional commercial coverage for your vehicle if it's wrapped, but that is entirely different. That's not required by OnPoint, but we certainly suggest it if you're going to be sending people out in your own personal commercially wrapped vehicle. But that is not a requirement by OnPoint. Is that correct, Brad?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Rashad brought up Hello Tech. Hey, you never know. We might be talking to them. You never know, Rashad.
Hey,
but no,
you got
keep
a
an eye on
contact,
the RFA.
Rashad, you got a contact,
contact.
a person there for Hello Tech? Send them to me. That's Jeremy at repairsfirst.org. I'll take that lead and run with it. I promise you.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching the recording, again, just sign up at the link and we'll reach out to you. Everybody that did sign up, we've got quite a few. You will hear from someone, Brad, and some of you that had signed up in the previous days of us posting about it, check your voicemails. Brad has left you some voicemails.
Or if you're on West Coast, I actually saved your sleep, and I sent you a text message as I was calling folks this morning at 9 o'clock, so I wasn't going to get cussed out on the phone by you.
6 a.m. California time.
Yeah. I've actually done that before. So yeah, it was not a pleasant call. So
great.
Rashad,
Well, thank you.
awesome.
Rashad
Awesome.
said he's going to
Rashad.
get someone.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you. Okay, guys, well, this has been great. We will be going live now more frequently to bring up updates about OnPoint and this program to the industry. It's not the last time you see us, so thank you, everybody, for being here.
Nicole,
and get signed up.
Tomorrow. Don't we have a call tomorrow? About
well, we have another announcement tomorrow for ASEMA.
Yeah.
ASEMA, okay. All right, awesome.
So we will all be live talking about ASEMA, a new partnership with the RFA. So another one. Okay, guys, see everybody tomorrow. Keep it rolling.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Bye.